Welcome back. I am here with another installment to give you guys some more information about my weight loss journey. And for anyone who hasn't watched the previous videos, go back and watch the previous videos, because what I'm doing is creating a new plan, a new process of helping to get healthy while I'm losing weight. Shifting my lifestyle, exercising, doing all kinds of things, but doing it in a very reasonable way, because my stress is way too high and my time is way too minimal, right? And so I wanted to learn to teach, find some way to be able to say, hey, if you don't have a lot of time, if you don't have a lot of energy, and you're not trying to spend 2 hours in the gym, how can we lose weight and keep it off after menopause? So I'm in what I call the release phase, and I just finished about a week and a half or so. In the first week, I lost about 8 pounds. Yay, right? Now, of course, in the first week, it also includes a little bit of fat, a little bit of water, a little bit of inflammation, so that's kind of mixed. Now, so I want to give you a little bit of information about what's been happening during this second week. And if anyone doesn't know me, my name is Dr. Lisa Lewis. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and functional medicine doctor. All that kind of good stuff. Everything holistic. No drugs, no surgery. Okay? So with all that said, my goal is to support women, especially with hormone balances and endocrine issues, to be able to live a healthy life, to be able to understand what the root cause of their health challenges are, so that they can live the life that they deserve, okay? The life that they really, really want, and to be able to do the things that they desire and to their fullest, especially as they age. And of course, we want to age gracefully, all right? So with all that said, the second week has been a little bit challenging, okay? So I started to work out. I started to add in some exercise, which is a little challenging for me because my lifestyle is just over the edge. I can work all day into the evening and with very little breaks, and definitely not enough to do any intense exercise. So I didn't include intense exercise, and we talked about it on the last video, is that intense exercise will build up your cortisol. It'll boost your cortisol, your stress hormone, which will then cause weight gain. So we have to do exercises that are calming and relaxing to our system, that creates more what we call a parasympathetic response, where we're relaxing. It's called the rest and digest aspect of the nervous system. So I've been walking, and the first day was a challenge because I went back to my old days. You know how you revert, you think like, oh, I'm exercising again, so I can just start where I left off. Well, I used to also be an athlete. You play basketball, run track. Like anything. I used to love all kind of sports. And so, of course, I'm one of those people who thinks that they can just go right on back to where they were before, and it was like, eh. So what happened was I was supposed to walk for 40 minutes, and it was feeling so good to me that I ended up walking. It was supposed to be like 40 minutes, maybe a mile or a mile and a half, whatever. I ended up walking 3.5 miles because it was just a beautiful day, and I just enjoyed myself. And of course, I still kept my blood, my heart rate and all of that low, but still I overdid it. So the second day, I walked about a mile and a half, a little more than a mile and a half, which was a little bit more than like 40 minutes or so. It's at a nice, easy pace, not trying to run. So basically, that's my goal. My goal for the week is to work out at least every day, if not like at least 5 days this week, just walking. I might add in a little bit of maybe yoga, some sun salutations in the morning just to get myself acclimated. And this week is going to be focus on exercise. The first week was focusing on food. The second week is exercise. The third week, I'll figure out which one I prefer, like sleep, or whether I want to focus on meditation and relaxation and other things like that, right? So with all that said, today I'm getting ready to go out. It's around my lunch hour, and I'm getting ready to go out and walk. But I wanted to share with you a couple of ahas that I got over the last couple of days, because I was all crazy excited about how much weight I was losing, and I psyched myself up to think that I was going to be able to continue to lose weight at the same pace. And after I worked out the next day, I weighed myself and I only lost like 0.5 or 0.6 pounds or something like that, like half a pound. And I was like, wait a minute, wait. Right? I've been losing a good pound and a half or 1.2 pounds, and even on a couple of days, one day I lost 2.6 pounds. Of course, that was probably water. And so I got down. I got discouraged. I got sad because I was like, oh man, I thought I was going to be able to hit my weight loss journey, my weight loss goal, and by such and such date. And now if I'm only going to be losing a half a pound a day, then that's going to take me twice as long to lose the weight. And I just kind of got in my head and got a little sad. And so I just wanted to talk to you about like the roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster that you go through. Now I know there's other things that I should be doing. I should be focusing definitely on getting better sleep, because I definitely don't sleep well, especially after menopause. But I've always been a night owl. And also, I know that I'm not meditating the way I should. Like, I should be meditating, at least for me. I used to meditate a good hour every day, and that's not been happening for a long time, right? So I've been out of sorts for a long time, and that for me has translated to weight gain, and it's translated to me feeling sluggish and my mind being foggy and all of that. And so some people would think, oh, that's just estrogen, that's just hormone imbalance. But it's all kind of mixed up together. So that's why symptoms after menopause and around menopause and perimenopause are so difficult to treat, because everyone wants to put everything in a box. They want to say, oh, this symptom is only because your estrogen is elevated, or this symptom is because your thyroid is out of balance, or this symptom is because the brain fogginess is because your liver is out of balance, and yada yada yada, your blood sugar. And everybody wants to put one little label on it. And it's really not one label. It's all the labels. It's everything. And that's why it's so hard to get and keep results when you're dealing with menopausal weight gain and menopausal symptoms. And emotional challenges and emotional stuff is gonna come up. It's gotta come up. We store emotions in our solid organs. So like the lung stores grief and sadness. The liver stores anger and frustration, right? Which is what I've been feeling, right? The heart can be sadness or overjoy from the opposite side, right? And so all those solid organs, the kidney holds fear, they hold stuff. And so when we have imbalances in those organs, then when we try and detox and cleanse and all of that, those emotions come up. So, I've been feeling a little bit sad. Also had a loss of a friend last week, and so I'm kind of feeling a little weird and really extra sad about that. But I'm kind of mourning like my old self, like feeling like if I'm only gonna be losing a half a pound a day, like I'm gonna be doing this thing forever, right? And I got in my head, and so I'm out now. I got in my head for like 24 hours, and yesterday I got sad, and so I didn't walk. And so I picked up the phone and called a friend, and we talked for a long time, and I felt like, yay, I feel a little bit better. but I didn't walk. I sabotaged myself because my brain was, I was feeling sorry for myself. Now, I don't know about you, but losing like 0.6 pounds or a half a pound or whatever that is not anything to feel sorry about. It's like something to celebrate. And I just had unrealistic expectations based on what happened to me during the first week. So I just wanted to like share this with you and let you know, like, don't sabotage. Try not to sabotage yourself when you're on your journey. Journal how you're feeling, pick up a phone, talk to a friend. Just understand a little bit more about what's happening with you, not just on the physical. Don't just pay attention to the scale or to the inches. Pay attention to what's happening in your heart and in your mind, so that those old emotions and all kinds of stuff doesn't well up and sabotage you, right? And then let's try and pick some realistic goals. Now, from what I understand, the average weight loss for, say, week 2, even from week 2 to week 6, because I'm doing this for 6 weeks, and then after 6 weeks, I'm going to go on a 4-week maintenance phase where I'll bring fats and some foods one by one back into my diet, because you can't stay on this kind of restrictive diet for too long, right? Especially pulling fats out. We need fats, we need healthy fats, and you can't stay on that diet for too long, okay? So, with all that said, I should probably expect to lose anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds a week. And so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to adjust my goal. I'm going to say, okay, instead of losing 7 pounds a week or 10 pounds a week, because you can obviously tell I haven't been on a weight loss journey or a diet before, because I was like, oh, I could lose 10 pounds a week. Some craziness, right? But, we get in our head with it, right? So I'm going to adjust my goal to say, instead of me trying to lose 7 or 8 or 10 pounds a week, I'm going to try and lose about 3 max. If I go a little overboard, which I'm not going to do as far as food and exercise, but if I decide to go a little overboard, I might lose a little more, like anywhere from 5 up to 5 pounds. But 5 pounds is like the pie in the sky. 1 to 3 is the average. So if I keep losing about 0.6 to half a pound a day, by the end of this second week, I will have pulled off another 3.5 pounds, which would then get me to about 11, 12 pounds for 2 weeks, which is great, right? Which is fabulous. Now, of course, my weight loss is based on how much weight I have to lose in the first place, how much inflammation is in my system, and all of that, how much water I was retaining. And so everybody's numbers are going to be different. But to be clear, I'm going to shift those goals so that I don't get sad if I don't reach them. And if I end up plateauing, because I'm weighing myself every day and checking my inches and taking pictures every week, I can see when I plateau and kind of pay attention to what's happening in my life. Is my diet, my stress, am I working out too hard, like any of those things, so I can start adjusting and shifting as soon as it happens, so I'm not losing days and weeks because I'm not measuring myself. Because what we measure, we can move. Okay, so if you're not measuring, if you're not weighing, if you're not taking your measurements and seeing how many inches you lose, if you're not journaling and helping to understand what's happening with you on a mental emotional level, you won't get the true results. People who do those on weight management, weight loss programs, tend to lose almost twice as much as a weight as those who don't measure and don't manage themselves in that way. Okay. So I just wanted to let you know that I didn't video yesterday because I was sad. And I was like, oh, I'm doing all this work and I only lost a half a pound, and it's like 2 days and I only lost a half a pound each day. Like, what is going on? Why am I doing this anyway? All the stuff is just going through my head. And my big why is not gonna get sabotaged for 2 days of half a pound when that's what I was supposed to be losing in the first place. Okay, it's because I did my research and I realized that losing 10 pounds a week was not necessarily the healthiest thing to do, and not realistic. So I've changed my goals. And so if you've written down some goals because you're on your own journey, and you think they're too pie in the sky, and you start to slow the weight loss, it starts to slow a little bit, don't get discouraged. Just recognize that maybe your goals are too far out of reach. Your body has to go into a deeper release phase, and you want to do it healthy, right? And you just might need to extend. But for this program, we're not going past 10 weeks. We go 6 weeks on the release and 6 weeks on the maintenance. And then I'll reevaluate for 4 weeks on the maintenance, sorry. And then I'll reevaluate myself after the 10 weeks and say, do I want to do this again? Have I hit my goal or reached something near what I thought my goal could be? And if I am near it, then how close? Do I want to go through this 10 weeks again immediately after? Like, I'll let you know, and we'll know more once I get to that phase. But just letting you know, I'm back. I'm not gonna get in my head again about these weight loss goals, but who knows, something else might come up because weight holds emotions. So as stuff comes up, I'll just let you guys know. Alrighty, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.